Today we have a 2013 model Vauxhall Corsa. It's fitted with the 1.2 petrol engine and it's got roughly 92,000 miles on the clock. Another job I'll be tackling on this Corsa today as part of the service will be the oil and filter change. So as with all oil and filter changes, I like to just pull the dipstick up a little bit and take the oil filler cap off. We'll tackle the oil filter first, which is situated in this housing here underneath this plastic cap. Tools I'll be using for this oil change, make sure you've got plenty of rag or blue roll handy. It's a good idea to have a funnel, not completely necessary, but that, as you can see, was just a plastic bottle that I've cut the top end off. You'll need a 24mm socket, spanner, whatever you've got really. For this particular one I'm going to use a universal joint just to make it a little bit easier because the access is a little bit restricted. And I've got my 1/2-inch drive ratchet and extension bar there. You'll need a small pick or a screwdriver to get the O-ring oil seal off of the oil filter housing, and a Torx 45 to undo the sump plug. Right, that's a 24mm hex on the top of that plastic housing. So I've got a socket with a universal joint there. I'm hoping I can use this. Otherwise, I think you'll be able to remove this module just by pulling back a tab, wriggling that out somehow. Oh, maybe those two tabs there. I think this will work. Obviously you could use a spanner as well to crack it loose, but I think that'll be a bit long-winded. Oh yeah, there we go. Just mind the battery while you're doing this. You don't want to be touching the positive terminal, and shorten it across. Should be okay because the housing's plastic, but just something to bear in mind. And also, I did get the blue roll ready, but didn't put it down there. Because there will be a bit of oil come out with this. I'll grab a bit more. Snug fit. That's the old filter. So I'll grab the new one and we'll pop it back together. So you can see here the new filter. It's a good idea just to put them together, make sure they're the same. This isn't a genuine Vauxhall filter, it's a good brand. You should be able to get one for under £10. One thing we need to change on this housing, which comes with the filter, is the O-ring seal. That's it. Your new filter, that should pop into there. That's it. Ready to go back on the car. Hopefully I can get this all on in one bit. Yeah, as I say, if you do struggle with the gap here, it looks like they just lift up and you can pull this module out. You don't have to disconnect the cables off it. Just move it to one side. Give yourself a little bit more room. As you can see, I don't know if you can see there on the top, I should have pointed it out when it was off, 25 Newton meters. So that's not really tight. If you've got a torque wrench to hand, that's great, you can use that, but you've only got to nip it up, not forgetting that it is only plastic. Right, that's the oil filter changed. Get that out of the way. Next we'll take it up in the air and drain the oil. Now the sump plug on this is a Torx 45. So we've got the bit there on a ratchet, right here. It's fairly warm, so it should come out at a reasonable speed. Hotter it is, the faster that will come out. Try not to make too much of a mess. So I've got my drainer here. Just beware that it might splash a bit. That's it, we'll just leave that there to do its thing for a few minutes. Well, that's been draining down for a good few minutes now, just slowed right down to a steady drip, which could probably go on for hours if you left it. One thing to check before you put the sump plug back in, sump plug, sump bung, whatever you want to call it. Make sure the seal is okay. A lot of them have washers, copper or aluminium. They're all usually good to go again, but just make sure it hasn't been pinched or trapped and split. I mean, that looks fine. If you're in any doubts, when you pick up the parts from whichever supplier you use, just make sure you take the registration number with you, and they'll be able to recommend suitable parts for your particular engine, and you should be able to get a replacement sump plug for £3 or £4. So it does actually say on there 14 Newton meters, which isn't very tight at all. So we'll just nip that, drop it down, and we'll get some oil in it next. Right, before we put the oil in, make sure the dipstick is still pulled. That just allows air to come out of the engine as the oil goes in, and hopefully stop it glugging up and making a mess. I've got my homemade funnel here. So when I collected the parts for this vehicle, I gave them the reg number, and they recommended several different types of engine oil. Depending on your budget, you should be able to pick up a reasonable brand of engine oil, a 5 litre tub, for around about £50 to £60. They recommended a quantity of 4 litres for this engine. I always prefer to slightly underfill, so I'm going to go with 3.8 to start with, and then just run it up and let it settle and check on the dipstick and see how much we've got. It's far easier just to top up in small dribs and drabs rather than overfilling, which can cause damage, just like underfilling can. So yeah, it's better to check it and be able to top it up rather than have to crawl underneath to drain it down. Right, I'll fire that up. A little bit chattery there, so oil pressure light's gone straight out. It's not a good idea to rev an engine when you start it, particularly one that's just been drained of oil, because as you heard, it can take a little while for the oil to get round all the bearings and the timing chain tensioner, etc. So just let it tick over for a few moments. That should be long enough. So now we'll just leave it for 3 or 4 minutes to stand, and then we'll check on the dipstick and see what the level's at. Right, it's stood now for 3 or 4 minutes settling. As you can see on the dipstick, it's got like a textured area there. That's the low end of the range. Right there would be the absolute minimum. And kind of anywhere in this area is good. Ideally, we want to be at the top of this textured area here. So I've only put about 3.7, 3.8 litres in, and they recommended 4. It's normally a pretty good guide, but not always the case. So that, oh yeah, you can see is just there. So I'll go ahead and put the remainder of the 4 litres in. Again, we'll just leave that to stand now for 3 or 4 minutes. You don't have to start it up again because it's already circulated, filled up the filter and the galleries. So we'll just let that stand and check it again in a moment. Okay, so I've only topped it up the once to the recommended amount of 4 litres, and it's stood now for another 4 or 5 minutes, I guess. And as you can see there, it's over halfway through this little textured area. I'm not going to add any more to it. Obviously, the longer it stands, the more time it'll have for any residue oil to trickle down into the sump, and that will bring that level up even more. So I'm happy with that, the 4 litres they recommended. All that's left to do now, get that oil filler cap in, is to take it for a run around the block, as I do with most of my jobs, and I'll bring it back in here and just make sure there's no leaks from the filter housing, sump plug, everything I've touched basically, the dipstick and cap.